For the last year I have been watching a channel on YouTube called Klearski the Kreeper. He is based out of Gresham, Oregon. Well, today I threw caution to the wind and jumped in my car and headed to Gresham. I decided I was going to creep on the Kreeper. My first stop was the splash pads in the Gresham Arts Plaza. They were actually up and running. I patiently waited to see if he would ride by on the Kreeper cruiser. No such luck. My next stop was right across the street to Autumn Coffee Roasting. I grabbed an iced caramel macchiato, caffeine achieved, and asked the barista if they knew the Kreeper. They laughed and said, "They are familiar with him." Then I pointed to the dog on the floor and asked if that was their dog. They said it was more like their niece. Then they laughed some more. Was that just a cute dog alert? I sipped on my drink and strolled over to Foxtrot Vintage at 227 North Main. Once inside, I recognized the gentleman behind the counter from one of the Kreeper's videos. I told him I was creeping on the Kreeper and said I recognized him. His name is Matt and he introduced me to Lorraine, the owner of the business. Both were very pleasant and let me take their picture. Then I purchased this weird-looking thing. I didn't find the Kreeper, but this thing is dang creepy. My next exploration was into side hustle auctions and thrift located at 317 Northeast Roberts Avenue. Once inside, I asked if I could take a picture of the California raisins behind a glass case. They said sure and that they were getting in a piggy bank from Will Vinton, the creator of the California raisins. I asked if they knew the Kreeper and they laughed and said yes and that he is a great guy and a big fan of the California raisins. I ended up purchasing 2 DC posters and 3 Star Wars action figures. Then I heard it through the grapevine that next door at Twisted Treasures they were offering 10% off today. After browsing around, I purchased an Imperial shuttle and a Chewbacca with C-3PO on his back. I then asked the owner, Amy Frugoli, if she knew the Kreeper. She said yes and that he is a great guy, then showed me a picture he had drawn for her. I felt that I was hot on the trail of Klearski, so I creeped over to the Gresham toy shop at 126 North Main to see if I could spy on him there. At that location, I purchased a $6 Million Man action figure with his rocket ship and 3 Star Trek figures. When I asked about the Kreeper, they said they were his biggest fans. It was getting later in the day and I needed to creep back to my own Kreeper cave, but I felt I might find the Kreeper over at Let's Play Again located at 20 Northwest 2nd. Inside, I inquired about the Kreeper. The lad behind the counter said the Kreeper and his dad were good friends, but he had not seen the Kreeper today. It was then that my eyes locked onto a Millennium Falcon and I had to have it. At that time, I knew it was going to take me more than 12 parsecs to make it home. I left with my purchase and headed back to my Kreeper cave. Thanks for joining me on my adventure of creeping on the Kreeper. Perhaps I will have better luck next time. Manny Freewall out.